Hey everyone, we'd love to hear from you. What tool review would you like us to create an in-depth analysis video on? Drop your suggestions in the comments below, and we will get started on making the most requested one. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, as we upload new topic podcasts every day.
All right, let's dive into LockedIn AI. This platform has been getting a lot of attention lately, all this talk about AI boosting productivity. But is it really living up to the hype? We've been digging into reviews, articles, all sorts of stuff, and we're ready to share what we found.
Yeah, it's definitely more than just hype. LockedIn AI is trying to be that go-to tool for professionals. We're all constantly busy adapting to new things. They're trying to streamline our workflow and automate those annoying tasks.
I feel that. So it's making some big promises. Can you break it down? What are we actually talking about here?
Well, one of the coolest features is the AI Copilot. Imagine having a coach right there during an interview or a big meeting, giving you feedback and suggestions in real time.
So it's like analyzing how I'm communicating, not just generic advice.
Exactly. It's going beyond that. It's learning your patterns, your style, and then gives feedback just for you. And it even has a coding Copilot designed for developers.
Wow, so they're targeting different needs. I know I've spent hours stressing over my resume trying to make it perfect. Does LockedIn AI do anything for that?
They do. They have an AI resume builder. It basically takes your experience and writes a professional, job-specific resume, hitting all the right keywords. And here's the thing. A lot of companies are using those applicant tracking systems, or ATS, to scan resumes. This builder is designed to get your resume past those systems and into the hands of a real person.
That's pretty smart. So it's not just about looks. It's about how hiring actually works these days. And, those online assessments can be a pain. Does LockedIn AI help with those too?
Absolutely. There's a feature just for online assessment prep. It'll give you AI-driven practice tests and feedback, helping you get ready for the real thing.
Okay, this is sounding good, but how much does all this cost? Is it super expensive?
Well, good news is they've got a free trial, so you can try it before you buy it. Their paid plans start at $29.99 a month for the basic tier.
Not bad at all for what it's offering.
Right. If you want more features like analytics and team stuff, the professional tier is $49.99 a month. And then there's an enterprise tier for, bigger companies with custom pricing.
So they have options for different people. Nice. But what makes LockedIn AI stand out from the crowd? What really impressed you?
One thing is the speed. The responses are almost instant. Whether you're in an interview or need to check a fact during a presentation, it's right there. And it's also incredibly versatile, with features for all sorts of things.
That's super important. No one wants to be waiting around. But what about the quality of those responses? Is it personalized or just generic?
That's where the real-time feedback shines. It's tailoring the advice to your goals, to your situation. The AI is constantly learning your preferences. It's like having a personal coach helping you get better all the time.
So it actually adapts to how you're using it.
Yeah, exactly. And it works with all the popular platforms too, like Zoom, Google Meet, Microsoft Teams. No need to change how you're already working.
Awesome. So it's fast, versatile, personalized, easy to use. Is there anything it doesn't do?
Well, some reviewers said it could be better with creative or behavioral questions. It's great with facts and summaries, but for those types of questions, you might have to add your own personal spin to what it suggests.
Makes sense. Even the best AI can't replace human intuition, right? So how did it score overall?
It got great scores. 4 out of 5 stars for features, 3.5 for answer quality, 4.5 for performance, 4 for personalization, and 3.5 for compatibility.
Not bad at all. But what if someone wants to see what else is out there? Any alternative AI productivity tools worth checking out?
There are a few. Sensei Copilot is one. It's really focused on interview prep. It gives you that real-time feedback while you're practicing.
So kind of like LockedIn AI's Copilot, but just for interviews.
Yeah, pretty much. Then there's HireVue. That one's more for the company side of things. They use AI for video interviews and, assessing candidates.
Interesting. So if I'm hiring someone, HireVue could help me manage all that.
Yep, exactly. Then we have Mock AI, which is great if you just want to do mock interviews. It sets up those interview scenarios so you can practice your answers.
Oh, that's handy. Especially if you get nervous during interviews.
For sure. Then you've got Interviewer.ai, which is kind of similar to HireVue. They're more about screening candidates and figuring out their skills, all using AI.
So again, more for the hiring side, not the applicant.
Right. And lastly, there's Practico AI. It's another one for practicing interviews, but they really focus on making it user-friendly and giving you helpful tips.
Wow, so many options already. Seems like AI is changing how we work in a big way. But looking ahead, do you think AI will replace certain jobs entirely?
Well, it's a question a lot of people are asking. AI is amazing for data and automating things, but it still has trouble with, those human skills. Creativity, critical thinking, all that.
So it's not about robots taking over. It's about learning to work with AI and focus on what we do best.
Exactly. In fact, I think AI will create new jobs that we can't even imagine yet. It's all about adapting to these changes.
It's crazy to think how much things have changed. Remember when we used to agonize over our resumes? Now you've got AI to do it for you. What's next, right?
It really makes you wonder. The pace of change is just incredible. But the important thing is that AI is a tool. How we use it, that's up to us. We shape the future of work, not just react to it.
That's a great point. And with these tools becoming more available, it feels like we can all improve our skills and adapt to this new world of work. What are the most important things for people to keep in mind as they start using AI in their careers?
I think the first thing is don't be afraid to try things out. Play around with different tools, see what works for you. And remember, AI is always changing, so it's important to stay curious and keep up with what's new.
I like that. Embrace the change. Be curious. And speaking of trying things out, I'm really interested in hearing more about those alternative AI tools. Let's dive a little deeper into each one and what makes them stand out. All right, let's start with Sensei Copilot. You were saying it's all about interview prep with that real-time feedback.
Yeah, Sensei Copilot simulates those interview scenarios. It's giving you feedback right then and there on your answers, how you're sitting, even your tone.
So it's not just what you're saying, but how you're saying it. That's pretty cool.
Exactly. It's catching those little things that can make a big difference. And you can adjust right away, see the improvement in real time.
I could see how that'd be helpful, especially for people who get nervous in interviews. Now, you mentioned HireVue too. That one's for the company side, right? Not the applicant.
Right. HireVue is using AI to make hiring smoother. It helps companies with video interviews, evaluating candidates, and even automating some of that early screening stuff, so recruiters can save a lot of time.
So like an AI assistant helping to sort through all the applications.
Yeah, exactly. And it can pick up on things a human might miss, like facial expressions, tone of voice, even the specific words people use. It goes deeper than just looking at a resume.
That's interesting. It's adding a whole other layer of understanding to the process. So we've got Sensei Copilot for people prepping for interviews, HireVue for the companies. What about Mock AI? That one was just for practicing interviews, right?
Yeah, Mock AI is great if you just want to focus on the interview itself. It's got common interview questions, and it'll simulate different scenarios. You can practice your answers and get feedback.
So it's like a safe space to practice, get those nerves out of the way before the real thing.
Exactly. And then there's Interviewer.ai, which is kind of like HireVue. It's more for the company side, but it's specifically looking at skills and screening candidates.
So helping companies make sure they're finding the right people for the job.
Right. Interviewer.ai uses AI to check things like technical skills, how people solve problems, even if they'd be a good fit with the company culture. It helps companies make smarter hiring decisions.
It's amazing how much AI can do now. All right, so we've got Sensei Copilot, HireVue, Mock AI, and Interviewer.ai. That leaves us with Practico AI. What's the deal with that one?
Practico AI is another tool for practicing interviews. What makes it different is it's really easy to use, even if you're not a tech expert, and it focuses on giving you clear, helpful advice.
So it's a good choice for people who might find some of these other tools a bit intimidating.
Exactly. It's all about breaking things down and making AI accessible.
It's fascinating to see how AI is changing both sides of the hiring process, for job seekers and for employers.
Yeah, it's creating a whole new way of doing things, more efficient, more personalized, and more based on data.
Well, this has been a really interesting look at AI and productivity, from locked-in AI to all these other tools. It seems like AI isn't some far-off thing anymore. It's here now, and it's only going to get bigger.
It definitely is. And I think the key is to remember that AI is a tool. We need to use it thoughtfully and responsibly. The future of work is in our hands.
I love that. It's up to us to decide how we want to use these incredible new tools. It's a time of huge change, and we hope this deep dive has given you some food for thought. Thanks for joining us.